Hey, I'd like to welcome you back to Sven's World. My name is Sven. Glad you're with me. Today's going to be a little something different for sure. It's Sunday. We're going to be celebrating our 27th wedding anniversary, my wife and I. And this episode is going to be about love. We're going to load up our bikes and head down to Nokomis, Casey Key. This one spot is gorgeous. It is the epitome of Florida. You're going to enjoy the views. May not be an action-packed episode, but the scenic views are going to be amazing. We're glad you're here. Welcome back to Sven's World on Scenic TV. Alright, how cool is this? This is an old, it's not a drawbridge. It's the bridge that spins in the middle. It's 90 degrees out. How cool is that? Let me walk up here. We just pulled in and parked. I just thought that's cool. I had to share this with you. You don't see bridges like this anymore. They're all drawbridges. And there goes the boats. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. Time to unload the bikes. All right, we're popping back out on the water side. Yeah, all these roads were devastated. You could not get through. Most of them washed away. That's why there's no paving. Look at this place. But what a view, huh? What a view. On the other side of there is Texas. Hello, Texas. See why we love riding our bikes out here. Right to the north, extreme north of us is Sarasota, downtown Sarasota, about 15 miles north of us. Banyan tree right there. How cool are they? The roots, branches that turn into roots. Florida, baby. Florida. Glad you're with us. Sven's World and Gina's World. All right, welcome to Nokomis. Beautiful part of the world. We're on Intercoastal Key, Gulf of Mexico to the right, and all its raging beauty. All right, we're gonna head up the road. This place always had cool art. The metal art you see here survived. This is our first time back since the hurricane, so we're seeing it for the first time too, along with you. A lot of big mansions. A lot of cool mailboxes out here. You're definitely in a flood zone. In fact, this is what we call a velocity zone, or a V zone. It means you pay the most for your insurance. Speaking of insurance, there's a place with no roof. It's beautiful out here though. You pay to live here. All right, more of what I like to call architectural shoebox. It has no soul. just squares, stacked on top of squares, next to squares and rectangles. That does not impress me. But you got this $1 million view. All right, we're merging back out onto the water side again. How cool is this, huh? The Australian pine trees and the mangroves. Your own private beach. We are almost at the end of the road. There's security gates up here that say, turn around, you are on camera. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, right here. Back up, residential driveway only. Stop. This means you. Yep, we'll wave and say goodbye. We could take a hint. Let's head south, back down the road we just came in on and go all the way south down to the public beach. There'll be a lot more big mansions and Scarface looking houses, and this place is high dollar. Look at that view. Florida, baby. Florida. Scenic TV. All right, this is the same place that we just drove by, but I want to shave these trees. These trees are way cool. Australian pines have just been totally taken out of the ground by the wind. Same thing that took out this road. Nothing left but a pile of asphalt. I haven't seen a lot of devastation. A lot of it's been fixed. It's been almost 6 months. But there's still some buildings that are gone. A lot of new construction. Let's continue. This place here on the left, 3 stories. You don't see too many 2-bedroom, 1-baths out here. You don't. All right, coming out of the private road and getting back onto Blackburn Road, which is the Casey Key Road. Takes us to the beach. All right. There's a lot of cool mailboxes out here. We're going to be highlighting some really cool mailboxes. This is Sven's World. So all the houses on our right will border the Gulf of Mexico. Definitely going to highlight some of these big mansions out here. 3 stories. Well, it's actually 2 living stories. There's an old school 50s hotel that is vacant at the moment. Devastation. The slab on grade, the 1-story old Florida 1950s, 60s homes are far and few between out here. Most of them are 2 stories. Usually 2 stories over parking, which technically is 3, like this monster. Again, architectural shoeboxes. But you're here for the view. You're in the right place. A little bit of devastation here. The place is totally gone, but again, you're on the Gulf side, so. Yeah, this place totally got smacked. Cars still here, do you believe that? Haven't taken their cars out yet. It's been 6 months. Whacked. Coming up on some scenic overlooks. View. This isn't a $1 million view, this is a $10 million view. Gulf of Mexico. And the people who live on it, they pay for it. You pay for this view. You know you do. This is cool. Look at the architecture on this place. That's old Florida. The limestone rock wall. Hey, it survived. Probably has all the drywall pulled out of it. Look at this place. Here's a bit of devastation. Some old, it's like 1940s, 1950s Florida construction. The whole front blown in. Yeah, it didn't survive. Bummer. Sure, somebody will sell it for millions. They'll build a monster on it because of that right there, that view. All right, we're gonna continue. Way cool mailbox. I gotta highlight the mailbox here as we go by. The pink flamingos. How cool. This is cool too. More art, yard art. Llama, maybe. Alpaca. I don't know. Way cool though. We love our artsy fartsiness. Old school Florida houses next to the big and the uglies. $9 view. Let's catch Gina. A lot of bikers out today. Bicyclists. A lot of e-bikers out too. Haven't seen any EUCs or one wheels yet, but we will. It is the beach. Howdy, folks. This is the tiki hut. Your little private tiki hut on the beach in front of your house. All right. Look at that. Look at this. So pretty. All right, still cruising south on Casey Key Cove. Getting ready to come up on the public beach access. This is the sort of the small hotels little district of Casey Key. We stay here a few times. Gulf Sands. We already passed it, but how cool is this? I had to stop and shoot this mural. Escape Casey Key. How cool, baby, is that? All right, public beach is coming up on the right. Just recently reopened. It was closed after the hurricanes, obviously. But it is a happening place today, I'll tell you that. Spring break is well underway down here. We are in the middle of March 2025 as I record this. All right, we're going to the North Jetty. I'll describe what it is in a minute. All right, Nokomis Beach Park on the right. Still heading south to the North Jetty. Jetty separating Venice and Nokomis. Okay, coming up on the right, North Jetty Park. We'll definitely go out here on the point. This place is really cool, very scenic. You can see 2 counties from here. Very popular for fishermen and tourists alike. Check this place out. This is the jetty. Me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it has to be. The only girl for you is you, and you for me. So happy together. It's the weather. Happy together. Alright, the munchies have set in. We're gonna go find some food. This place is the bomb. So pretty out here. We're glad you're with us. Sharing the day with us. Alright, it's break time. Got a little tiki hut to ourselves. Time to chill for a few minutes. Gina likes to leave for rocks every now and then, some places that we go. She rocks the world, she rocks. All right, we're heading north now. We've left the park. We're heading north up Casey Key. I don't remember that mural, it looks pretty cool. Florida, baby. Anyhow, we're gonna head back north up the road we just came south on, find some food, and call it a day. Another day in paradise. Gulf Sands. This is where we usually stay. Old 1950s slab on grade hotel, beach access. Paradise found. We're glad you're with us this special day. Look at this cool mailbox. Land of the way cool mailboxes. We've seen manatees, we've seen loggerhead turtles, flamingos, all kinds of cool stuff. A lot of art out here. Another Scarface house. I have way too much money. And let me prove it to you. Look at my house. All these houses. You have the castle in front of me here on the left. Little turrets. These are all being rebuilt since the storm. But the backyard is the Gulf of Mexico. I guess it's worth it, right? Man, that's opulent. Everybody needs a fountain in their front yard. Yeah. Big and ugly, coming soon to $1 million lot near you. All right, one of the last scenic overviews here. How do you not record this? Beautiful day in paradise. Thank you for hanging out with us today in Sven's World. It's not all about group rides. It is about love for these vehicles, though. Love for these people who share this world with me. Another cool mailbox. How cool is that? And the ever popular manatee. Alright, we're almost back to where we started. There is a cool little tiki bar over here on the right. We're going to pull in, check out the menu. Hampton. All right, so we're gonna wrap it. Tiki bar, tiki time. We're gonna go find some food. All right, bikes are loaded. It was fun. It was real. And I just want to thank you for hanging out with us. And we'll see you in the next episode, all right? I'm Sven. I'm glad you're here. Ride on. Wear your safety gear. Scenic TV, bitches.
I love you.